I'm a person who has spent enough time on the range and behind the counter to know when a pistol's just hype, and let me tell you, the guns that I am about to show you here are the real deal. What's up, everyone? This is Ted from Line45, and today I'm going to show you the best 9mm pistols of 2025, each one personally tested, picked apart, and run hard to see whether they're fighters or just fluffs. Before anything else, let me do this quick plug. Hit the like and subscribe buttons, all the buttons that you can see below. Don't forget to leave a comment too. I know it feels like a hassle, but those things help my channel a lot. Now let's get back to the good stuff. HKCC9. I've never been shy about carrying full size when I can, but the older I get, and the more time I spend in and out of trucks, small shops, or working in tight spaces, the more I've come to appreciate a good micro-compact. Not a junky, hard-recoiling compromise gun, but something I can trust the same way I trust my duty-sized pieces. That's why the HKCC9 got my attention. This isn't just HK throwing their name on a tiny pistol. It's a purpose-built, ultra-vetted 9mm that feels like it was engineered from the inside out for people who actually carry it every day. The first time I ran it, I was surprised by how flat it stayed. It's small. It's about 6 inches long, just 0.99 inches wide, and only 18.4 ounces unloaded. But the balance and recoil control felt closer to a compact than a micro. That's partly because of the 3.32-inch cold hammer-forged barrel, but also the way HK tuned the recoil system and striker assembly. The trigger sits around 5 pounds with a clean wall and fast reset. It's not mushy like some of the striker-fired guns in this size class. It breaks with purpose. Ergonomics are where this pistol really shines. The interchangeable backstraps let me tailor the grip to my hand, and it actually locks in solid thanks to the mild but effective texture. Controls are fully ambidextrous, with slide-stop levers and mag releases on both sides, and they're not stubby or hard to reach like on other micros. I could drop a mag or lock the slide back just as easily with either hand. You get both a 10-round flush-fit mag and a 12-round extended mag out of the box, and both run flawlessly for me. It is also optics-ready, using a direct RMSC footprint that took my Holosun EPS carry with no adapter needed. For irons, the tritium front sight and black serrated rear were quick to pick up, even in low light. And HK did it right with safeties: loaded chamber indicator, passive striker blocks, trigger safety, and most importantly, a safe takedown system. No trigger pull needed to break it down. It is currently priced around $700, and after carrying and shooting it regularly, I'd say that's more than fair. It feels like a scaled-down duty gun, not a compromise. And when you're betting your life on something that'll ride in your waistband every day, that makes all the difference. Springfield Armory Chelon 4.0C. Most of the time, when a company drops a compact version of a full-size duty pistol, it's just a chopped-down clone. Same internals, same slide, just less grip and barrel. But when I first ran the Springfield Armory Chelon 4.0C, I realized right away this wasn't just Springfield trimming fat. This felt like they sat down with real-world shooters, listened to what matters when you're carrying a gun every day, and built something that doesn't just carry easily. It shoots like a full size. I've carried and trained with this thing for the last couple of months, and it's one of the few compacts that hasn't left me wishing I brought something bigger to the range. You're looking at a 4-inch hammer-forged barrel, tucked into a billet-machined melanite finish slide, with all the ruggedness you'd expect from Springfield. The dimensions hit that perfect spot: 7.25 inches long, about 24 ounces with the 15-round mag, so it rides light but shoots heavy if you know what I mean. You can swap in an 18-round extended mag, which bumps the height to just over 6 inches, but still keeps concealment totally doable. The Central Operating Group, which is the serialized FCU, changes everything. It lets you pop the guts out of the frame and move them into other grip modules or slide assemblies. I swapped between frames during dry fire and noticed how easy it was to tune fit without sending anything off to a smith. The adaptive grip texture is another standout. It's smooth until you grip down, then it bites just enough without tearing your skin, and with 3 backstrap sizes, I dialed it in fast. The trigger has that defined wall and crisp break I look for in a carry piece, but with a short reset that makes fast pairs feel natural. Optics-wise, the variable interface system lets you direct mount just about any major dot, and the tritium/luminescent front with U-notch rear is legit for low-light work. Moreover, it has fully ambidextrous controls, real slide stop, and mag release on both sides. It's not a lefty afterthought. At around $680, it undercuts a ton of its competition while offering modularity, optic readiness, and shootability that genuinely makes you faster and more confident. The Chelon 4.0C doesn't just shrink the full-size variant, it refines it. HKVP9A1. You know, with HK, you don't just get a gun, you get a design philosophy. They don't rush trends or chase gimmicks. They engineer their guns like tools meant to last 2 lifetimes, and the new HKVP9A1? That's the fine-tuning of something that was already damn near perfect. I got the chance to run this thing side by side with the original VP9 and a couple of other striker-fired heavyweights. And let me tell you, the A1 doesn't just shoot better, it feels like it anticipates what you're trying to do before you even do it. I've shot both the VP9A1F and the Compact K model. The F is the full-size workhorse, 4.53-inch barrel, about 7.76 inches long, and it's featherlight for its size at 23.28 ounces unloaded. HK gives you 17 and 20 round mags with it, so you've got serious capacity right out of the gate. The K version trims down with a 4.09-inch barrel, comes in at 7.32 inches long, and runs 15 rounders, making it perfect for concealed carry without giving up shootability. What really sold me, though, was that new nickel Teflon-coated trigger bar. It actually slicks up the trigger pull. Less friction, cleaner break, smoother reset. I put 400 rounds through the full size in a weekend. Everything from slow bullseye drills to movement work, and the trigger just stayed predictable and tight the whole time. HK also ditched the old finger grooves, which always felt like a compromise. Now you've got a clean, recontoured grip with interchangeable side panels and back straps that actually let you build it around your hand. Reloads are faster too, thanks to the new flared magwell, and I noticed that difference, especially during timed strings. It's optics ready, of course, with co-witness tritium front and serrated rear sights, and still has those classic ambidextrous slide and mag releases that lefties like me really appreciate. Price starts at $980 and goes up to about $1,300 with optics packages. The VP9A1 is not just a reinvention of the VP9. Instead, HK took a gun that was already a top contender and gave it the kind of refinement that makes you shoot sharper without even realizing it. Smith & Wesson M and P9 Metal HD Spec Series 5. I've always said that Smith & Wesson doesn't get enough credit for how far they've come with their striker-fired lineup. Most folks still remember the old-school M&P polymer guns. Solid, but kind of under the radar compared to Glock and Sig. But when I picked up the M&P9 Metal HD Spec Series 5 at SHOT 2025 and ran a few mags through it, I realized this wasn't just a new chapter. It was Smith & Wesson rewriting the whole book on what a factory 9mm can be. You know that feeling when a gun just clicks with how you shoot? That was this one. Right out of the case, it hits you with that two-tone finish, Armor Night Gray over a stainless steel frame, with a blue PVD barrel comp and controls that actually look like they belong on a high-performance pistol. It's heavy, no doubt. Comes in at nearly 37 ounces without a mag. But that's exactly what makes it shoot so damn soft. The full stainless steel frame gives it that planted, almost 2011-like feel. Recoil is practically negligible. Follow-ups feel like you're cheating. That Strike Industries comp on the threaded 4.875-inch barrel works over time, keeping the muzzle flat, and I was easily punching fast doubles at 15 yards without losing the dot in my optic. Speaking of optics, it has got the core system milled into the slide, and it co-witnesses perfectly with the tall green tritium night sights. The trigger is aluminum flat-faced, and honestly, it might be the best stock trigger I've felt on any M&P. Clean break, crisp reset, none of that gritty nonsense you used to get from older models. You also get a steel magwell, extended slide stop, and 3 23-round mags out of the box, plus a Spec Series knife and a commemorative coin. Its MSRP is sitting at $1,699, which might sound steep, but this ain't your run-of-the-mill striker gun. After running it through a few range sessions, I can tell you straight. This isn't just another special edition, it's the hardest-hitting, smoothest-running M&P Smith & Wesson has ever put together. And once you shoot it, it just might change your expectations for every 9mm that comes after. Staccato HDP4. There's something about a Staccato that hits differently when you bring it up on target. I've run everything from early STI frames to modern duty-tuned 2011s, and when I picked up the Staccato HDP4, I knew they'd struck gold again. This isn't just another high-end 9mm with fancy branding. Instead, it's a purpose-built machine for shooters who want something compact, controllable, and battle-ready. Released in 2025 as part of Staccato's new high-duty series, the P4 is what happens when you take proven 2011 tech and refine it for the real world, where duty use, concealed carry, and performance under stress all matter. The HDP4 is built on a full steel frame, and that's important because it gives you real weight. It's about 32 ounces unloaded, which means it has enough weight to help manage recoil and track flatter through strings of fire. It's chambered in 9mm and runs a 4.0-inch bull barrel, either stainless or DLC coated, with tight fitment that's textbook staccato, smooth cycling, rock-solid lockup, and dead-on repeatability. The recoil system uses a flat wire setup, and combined with the steel frame, you get fast, reliable cycling that just feels fluid compared to other compacts. The trigger is a crisp single action, breaking right in the 4 to the 4.5-pound range, and if you've never shot a well-tuned 2011 before, this one spoil you. It got a super short reset, zero grit, and a predictable break. It comes optics ready from the factory using the Staccato host mounting system, and you've got tall sights for co-witnessing if you're running an RMR, SRO, or closed emitter dot. Magazine-wise, it ships with two 18-round Staccato steel mags, and they feed flawlessly. This one has compatibility with Glock pattern mags. Its dimensions are 7.6 inches long, 1.6 inches wide, and 5.5 inches tall, giving you that ideal sweet spot between concealability and shootability. Meanwhile, the MSRP starts at $2,499, which sounds steep until you realize you're getting the same DNA Staccato puts into guns trusted by U.S. Marshals, SWAT units, and elite shooters across the country. This isn't a range toy. It's built to survive hard use, maintain precision, and deliver confidence with every press. I've run it through drills, side by side with other high-end pistols, and I can say this confidently. The HDP4 doesn't just improve how you shoot, it kind of resets the standard for what a duty-capable 9mm can be in 2025.